Hey everybody, welcome back to 3D6 Down the Line, the most criminally underwatched actual play series on the internet. This is episode 96 of the Halls of Arden Vul Megadungeon crawl by Richard Barton using heavily modified version of the old school central system by Necrotic Gnome. We have a full house tonight. My name is John. I'm the referee for the evening, and going around the horn, we have...
Hi, I'm Mike, and I'm playing Brother Lothar, the cleric with class.
Nice.
Where'd you get that?
My name's David, and I'm playing Upyor, the necromancer with ass. Should I not? No. we can restart that.
No, it's canonical now.
It's rolling. You have ass. Hi everyone. I'm Matt. I play Wilfred Cheek, 6th level fighter, and I think I get a XP bonus for when it's the episode that's my age or my character's age. So just keep that in mind, John.
Wow, he is old.
Like Chuck E. Cheese.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ted, and tonight I'll be playing Mortus J. Gobliano, and I suspect I have neither class nor ass.
Okay, I think you've got a lovely dump truck, Mort.
Thank you. You can tell this is our first time in a while because
I've missed these boys.
Jesus.
That's good. It's good to be back.
They forgot the direction that I gave them a long time ago that said, like, quickly move through your character introductions.
No, we just ignored it, John. We just ignored
that. Yeah. Okay. This is the first session of 2025 with the full group, which is pretty awesome. A momentous day in America tomorrow. Notable only for the fact that it's Martin Luther King Day. Let's all just remember that's the only thing you need to focus on tomorrow. All right. It is in the game world. It is the 19th of Jelenios. In the year 2990.
I just want to say, guys, I didn't get a chance to listen to the last episode, but while we're in Gosterwick, I have some shopping I would like to do.
Yeah, okay. Just let me get through the intro here, tough guy.
This is officially a heckle session for John. That's
Jesus Christ. I didn't even get the date out before they're hammering down my throat. All right. Anyways,
yeah, I was.
In the game world, it's the 19th of Jelenios, the year 2993. It's about 1 p.m. Before we retcon to cater to Mike's whims, they are at the crossroads at the top of the stairs directly to the west of the chamber where they found poor little Lyda way back in the day. So they have entered through the falls, found the secret tunnels that led to the grotto with the big giant statue of Arden, through some ingenious use of... basically all Elizabeth, practically, her transmogrifying into a dolphin and using the ring of swimming on Mort and water breathing and all sorts. We got everyone down, and luckily for those who were in the NPC cloud, Lothar and Upyor, you just magically get to pop into existence on the other side without nary a worry.
Dry as a bone.
Yes,
Can we have a couple of into the pool with the turtle?
Yeah. So we have a couple of logistical stuff to take care of, but what did you want to do first there, Mike?
I was just busting balls, John.
I thought you really did want to. Didn't you say that you on Discord you wanted to get something in Gosterwick or something?
Well, okay. So 2 things. Number 1, are scrolls available to buy? Can you buy scrolls?
You cannot.
Then that solves that problem. Number 2, I wanted to get 10 sets of goblin size chainmail, 10 goblin size shields, and 10 goblin size short swords, and just throw them in the Laryl sack and use those as outfitting a king's guard when we get back to Goblin Town. But that's not that big a deal.
The chainmail and the swords can fit in the opening. The shields cannot. But but in addition, at the time when you would like to purchase that, I believe the sack was full. Am I wrong, Matt and Ted?
So we emptied it all out. Did we not take it?
We emptied it in Gosterwick. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
But we had the rug all set up there, so we would just use the rug because we don't want the sack full because it takes somebody's.
No, you're absolutely right. We could just leave all that stuff in the stash, John, and then we can present it to the king next time we're down there.
Okay, so you would have to you can't just transfer the items. You have to a person has to go on the rug with the items.
Yep.
So
but then they can just come right back again.
And they can come right
back. But then they can just come right back again, right?
Or we gave it to Barrios. Barrios has it.
So how many swords do you want to buy?
10, 10, and 10. Like, and they don't have to be fine quality as in they like look amazing, but they all have to match and they all have to kind of look like tarted up a little bit, like some really like bad gilding on them and some like, you know, maybe some colored glass set into the hilts or whatever so that they look fancy.
So you want to buy these at the gift shop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay. So if any sort of like bespoke order, like anything like really specific, is going to take more time than they actually had in Gosterwick. You're either going to have to take like sort of what they're going to have is like some halfling armor.
That's fine.
And it's just going to be normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll just paint it, Mike.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, John.
Okay. And then hold on. So we got 40 to 400 plus 70 plus 10 shields as well. Okay, so total price is going to be 570 gold.
All right, give me a second here.
All right.
We can pull out a bedazzler out of the bag. Mike.
Yes.
So Ted, if you're keeping track of this
decorate
stuff,
them.
minus 570, and then add 10 of each of those to the stash, I guess. Maybe mark them as for goblins. Okay.
Yep,
all right.
Hey,
so
John.
yes.
Sorry. This is not necessary right now, but if we're retconning some stuff in town, is it better for us to count OPR as having arrested in town or do it?
Yeah,
in the dungeon?
That's the next thing.
You got rest in town.
That's the next thing on the agenda. Okay. So with Upior having rested in town, Upior at long last is able to level up to level 6.
Hey.
This is the highest level arcane caster we've seen in the party so far.
Hey.
So big level for Upior because it's the first time we've seen a magic user actually go to the next bracket. So that's pretty sweet. So your attack bonus goes up by 2, David.
Mm-hmm.
And all your saving throws go down by 2, except for spells, which go down by 3, which is one of the nice benefits of being a magic user. So
Very nice. And I get another spell slot as well.
Yeah, one more 3rd level spell that you can cast, and you get one more hit die. So you get to roll a.
I'm gonna roll that right now. Come on, Lady Luck. And it rolled by my monitor. I have a 1.
All right,
I'm
one.
getting meaty, guys. I'm getting meaty.
How many hit points do you have now?
11. Oh, I have a prodigious 11. Yes, exactly.
10 more than you need.
That's
10 more
amazing.
than you need.
Dude.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Seeing as how your max would be like 24, which is brutal. Okay, in
rolled
addition,
a lot of 1s on HP for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. In addition, don't forget to just in case shit hits the fan and you're forced to do what you've never liked to do, David. Your damage die actually goes up to a D6.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Don't forget. Okay, I just want to reiterate a couple of interesting things that you found that that Elizabeth was able to pull out of the bottom of the grotto. There was a helm that I actually looked it up, Ted, because we were asking you the other week. It's called a Roman Galea. Is the type of helmet. Does that ring a bell, Ted?
Oh yeah. Yep.
So that's a typical Roman legionnaire helmet that had like the cheek guards, and then it has like a crest on the top. That is pretty obviously magical. And then there was an ivory coffer inside of which had 2 interesting. The ivory coffer depicted on the coffer the 4th labor of Arden, and inside were 2 candles that were unlit as well. So those were just taken. In fact, that's about where we are, like literally, like Elizabeth in dolphin form, which she still is. Basically, kicked those up those submerged stairs and deposited them sort of like right above that pool of flotsam that sort of collects near where the stairs meet the water. And that's where you were able to pick those up. So they have not been looked at or experimented with or tucked away or anything. You remember from, Mort and Elizabeth, who were the only 2 party members that were here previously, associated this area where you are right now, this series of corridors, with the smell of Lyta. That smell has since dissipated considerably. Not completely, but it's pretty much gone. Yeah.
Dried
so-
up, I imagine.
Huh? Yeah.
All the poop on the walls dried up.
Most likely, yeah.
Gross.
The corridors here are completely dark. And yeah, just don't forget that you just emerge from the water, and there's that pool of floating flotsam and debris that sort of sits right there and sort of laps against one of the steps there. Okay?
Right.
So one thing, so Lisbeth still has a couple of turns left on her protection from animals spell that she was using to not get eaten by the giant mean monster turtle.
Yes.
And so she wants to kind of take advantage of that to, I mean, she already got all of the shiny treasure up off the floor, but now that that's clean, she wants to do a circuit around. And if the current is not too strong, like I imagine she's a very strong swimmer as a dolphin, but if the current's not too strong, like if it doesn't seem like she's in danger of getting sucked down, she wants to go and see what's like behind the turtle. Is that just a lair, or it's got to be going somewhere because the current leads that way? So she wants to kind of peek back behind the turtle and see what's back there.
Yeah. All right. So you keep swimming around after collecting the treasure. Squeak at the party, which doesn't understand what you're saying, but they wait for you. And the turtle is in sort of animal. It's just it kept on trying to get to you while you were trying to get the treasure, but eventually it realized that it just can't, and in frustration, it sort of retreated back towards the east. So you sort of follow in its wake in that direction, and directly sort of like in the middle of the eastern side of that rough grotto. And don't forget too that when we first made this map, I said it was sort of rectangular-ish, but it's much more rough than you actually have it there, right? So don't look at that as some sort of worked area. It is natural. But on the eastern side, 20 feet below the surface of the pool, there is some of the rock at the bottom is actually fractured, and it's pulling the water from the grotto into that fracture, which is causing that current that you were wondering about way back in the day.
Okay.
And that's what's and it's a major pull.
Like right there, John, on the map, something like that.
Yeah. Actually, I misspoke a little bit. So 20 feet down, there is a winding tunnel. So it's like you have to go deep down into the water.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, and then you sort of move into that tunnel, and then opens up into a roughly 40 feet north to south by 30 feet, 25 feet east to west cave that's far below, and that is where the sea turtle sort of beds down, or like sort of waits. And it's in that cave that there is a fractured piece of rock, and that's basically causing the water to drain. You're too big to fit into that. However, there doesn't seem to be anything shiny to pick up there. You're just one very irritated turtle that's just sort of eyeballing you and really angry. Every once in a while, it sort of snaps out of its shell, to try to get you, and then gets forced away again.
Way back when, Matt, we had discussed whether or not there was any kind of a way to block or at least decrease the amount of water coming in to this cave. It seems to be kind of like at an equilibrium, right? So if there's a way to limit the water that's coming in, then the water draining would be faster than the water coming in. And so I wonder if there's a way to do that, at least temporarily, while you're down there looking.
Well, I'm at the drain.
No, I know that, but you're a dolphin.
You mean in the main room?
Yeah, just to see if there's a way that, like, rubble or something else that we can block up that hole with. So I tell you what, we drain out most of that water, that turtle's not going to be nearly as hard to kill. He'll
be slower. I mean, I don't imagine there are. John, are there any big rocks? Loose boulders down there?
No, unfortunately not.
It seems like it would take something fairly large. The holes that we popped out of, those are the two circles on the bottom, right?
Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And is that about accurate? Like they're 10-foot wide cave openings?
Yeah. About that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's probably going to take like a stone shape or something to.
No.
Or we need a really fat porpoise to cork it with. You see, it's
Dude,
Yeah, it
David
would be.
cast invisibility.
ooh.
Stone shape would probably do it if you could figure out a way to get it done underneath water. I'm not going to offer you guys suggestions, but they're 10 feet wide openings basically.
Okay.
You guys have emerged from the obvious exits out of this chamber, but don't forget that you did climb up Arden's nostrils that deposited you into a much different area way back in the day. So
yeah. Yeah, and I guess I can't think of anything else. Yeah, if she noses around in the lair and doesn't see like there's not a nest or anything that she can like dig around in and see if she like.
No, there doesn't appear to be any more secrets really here except for the lair of the turtle itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then she'll like double time swim back against the current, to get out of there, and we'll swim back up to the steps.
And then transform.
No, I can't. Yeah, I can't remember. Before I do, can you? How far into the water do you have to get before you can see that area off to the west, like the finished square stone area? Because I was wondering if like Upior could take a peek over there with his circlet eyes and see if he sees anything over there. Because it's kind of weird.
What's weird? What, the western platform?
Yeah, that western platform. Because if he can look and see with that to see if there are any secrets over there, the dolphin might be able to help get people over.
It's 10 feet up out of the water, but there is that staircase that kind of goes right down into the water.
I have floaty boots. I can float on up there.
Make a little balloon.
I'll do a little drone scan.
Okay. So Elizabeth's explorations took a turn. Upior marches straight back into the water.
Wait, no,
Elizabeth. Everyone's out of the water, so you're going to have to go back into the water, emerge out, and then float if you want to go look at that platform.
Those hallways, David, go underwater in order to enter the cave.
So
you're already wet.
She will,
It's fine. It's fine. I'll do that.
And she will, she'll run interference again if that turtle starts to come out. So she'll keep an eye out.
I had a moment of panic there. I was like, I think I missed a detail.
Yeah, I assume that.
And he's dead.
Yeah. So Upior quickly emerges out, then floats up, looking, hovering over the grotto. The turtle does indeed sort of sense that there is another body in there again, and kind of slowly, languidly sort of comes out. Is annoyed that you're sort of still there, Elizabeth, but can't get to Upior. Upior, do be aware, though, that
the flipper.
The turtle is sort of in that western area now, though.
Sure.
Okay. So floating above, with Elizabeth circling beneath you and the turtle, you can see the platform. There was a lot of action way back in the day. Upior has no knowledge of that, of course. What you do see, Upior, it's almost like looking in a mirror in a strange, weird way, is that there is the top half of a roughly ragged corpse with pointed ears that is draped on that platform, quickly decomposing.
Loot it.
Some unnamed party just decided to leave the corpse there.
We stripped it, I thought, already of gear, so there's nothing on it. But you'll recall I have a grappling hook attached to a whole lot of rope. I'm no longer tethered to y'all. I'm going to use that as a fishing line and just going to pull myself a little closer so I can get on top of the platform. John, is that okay?
Pull yourself a little closer to yourself?
Yeah.
Weird, dude.
Yeah, hook the grappling hook onto your old dead body.
Malkovich.
So yeah,
just to get over there. Yeah.
So you can get over there. The Iron Circuit of Garnord does not ping anything secret.
Okay.
And but you can clearly see that this is the corpse of Rin.
Right.
One.
There was going to be something over there. Dang it.
Did we inspect the surface of the giant head? at any
We
point?
got in it at one point, didn't we?
Yeah,
We climbed to its nose. Yeah.
We climbed atop it though as well, right? So we've
Yeah.
kind of
There is still a python that is hammered into the top of the head, from which you had strung like a number of different ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do
that's
not
right.
see anything with the iron circlet on the head as well that we
No.
did not see prior. Okay, so I will close at that and report back to the gang what I found. Which is
Are all the
a whole
ropes still
lot of
there,
them.
John? Because I've got the green line still on the map.
I can't remember if you took the lines or not. I don't remember from my re-listen of not if you collected those again.
I'm sorry, but Ted, we probably took them. I can't
Probably.
imagine that we would have left them there.
Yeah, probably.
Okay,
I can refix them if you want. Actually, speaking of, don't forget I have 200 feet of rope, so I could fix 3 lines in the same pattern if it helps you guys
We
navigate.
might still need it. If you're not seeing anything with the iron circlet, then there's not really any reason to be in here.
Cool. So I'm going to return.
Turtle fights.
Okay, Elizabeth and Upior return back up the steps. I assume Elizabeth turns back into a human at this point. Yes.
She will.
Okay.
Blip, 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 blip.
Okay, great. So that's another turn from Upior's exploration. So it's now 120. Yeah. All right. So everything is quiet in the halls. What are you doing for light right now?
We got our lockets.
Or lockets, yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so you're at that crossroads. Goes north, south from where you came, and west.
Okay. Well,
So
we're going to go beat up Eustace, right?
I mean,
Well-
we had no luck last time, and we're basically in the same shape that we were in last time.
Well, there are a few things different. Okay, so guys, I did my homework, right? I did my homework. I went back and I listened to everybody. You should do this too. Episodes 44, 45, 46. Excellent episodes.
Yes.
And we may have a few things, right? A few different angles that we can use with Eustace. Sure, of course, if all this stuff fails, we might have to fight him. And I think we have some ways to do that too. But when we first came into this area, and this is that room to the far kind of northeast, right? We came through the secret door and we were looking around, and in our searching there, we found a note, not just any note, it was a rescript, right? It was an official declaration from the Archon of the time, whose name was Pelas, right? Archon Pelas. And he had written this note directly to Eustace. His last name is Fasselton. Okay. Whatever. Everybody's got to have a last name, right?
What a gin.
Mr. Fasselton, how dare you,
Wonder
sir?
he's mad.
Wasn't he a
Right.
character in Downton Abbey? Eustace.
Probably. So anyway, so there, the message said that there. Let's see. He was supposed to guard the sacred relics of Arden, the Defender, until your last breath. We're sending assistance and supplies. Good luck. Right. And it was on this note that, like, we think the soldiers found it later and wrote lies because the stuff never came. Right. This was right at the time that everybody was being evacuated out of Arden Vul because it fell. So that's one piece. Like, we might be able to use that if we come across Eustace, because there only one of us in this group, or two of us. He's seen Elizabeth before and he's seen Mort before. The rest of us are, strangers to him. And the other thing was when we were fighting him, like right before we woke him up, we touched some unnamed person touched the ring of Arden that they probably shouldn't have, and it woke him up. And but before that, we were hearing like these whispers, right? And the whispers were talking about we have to guard the relics, until we're summoned. And so I think there might be something in there with, if we can like have a fake message from the Archon, trying to convince, you've been summoned back, your job is over, we're the new guards, or whatever. I think there's something there.
Yes, I agree. And I have a nifty little spell called Secret Page, which would come in handy for exactly that goal, Matt. When cast, Secret Page alters the actual contents of a page so they appear to be something entirely different. Thus, the map can become a treatise, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And change the nature of it, right? Confused languages and explosive rune spells can be cast upon it. Comprehended language cannot reveal the secret page's contents. Caster is able to reveal the original contents by speaking a command word, perusing the actual page, and then returning the page, etc., etc. I don't need to read the whole thing. Point is we can change if there's a message you think that would be really, really successful. We're summoning you back. Your job is done, etc.
Right.
You know that'll come in handy, Matt. Is there something in specific in mind you had? I know you were workshopping a couple.
No, I mean that's kind of it. Like you have new orders, they're to return. You know, you've been summoned back home, where your replacements that you were mentioned in the orders. If he even gets questioned, we have supplies now. We can show him stuff from our stash and say, look, we have supplies. But Ted, you've been dying to say something. What did you want to say?
Well, two things. One, I don't think Eustace is going to care whether he recognizes or doesn't recognize any of us. His anger was activated entirely by somebody randomly touching the ring. No one knows who it was, and I think he just would have fought whoever was in the room. So I don't know that that's probably not a big factor. I just don't think that'll be a big factor in trying to fool him.
We might have to fight him. Sure.
But so speaking of fighting him, before we go any further, so we have the rug, and I just wanted to clarify two things. I would like Barrios to come back to be with us, to fight with us. That's one. And the other is Titus will give the wand of lightning to Upior for this day's deeds.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I think we'll want it. In case
Commodore.
There's no sense in it sitting in the in storage for sure. So if you've got, Barrios will bring that and say, Titus told me to give this to you, and boom, there you go. So, I mean, I like the idea of trying to go and come to Eustace as a delegation, and I'm wondering though, and I've never been entirely clear on the timeline and the roles of all the various things, but if Eustace reported to the Archon, what was the relationship between the Archon and Tauristus? Because Mort's walking around in the mask of Tauristus, and that might
Tauristus is a Thothian title.
Yes, exactly.
And Eustace is an Archontian, like an ancient Archontian, like whatever he would have been, right? So they weren't the same, Ted. It's like two different factions that might not have even overlapped.
Weren't the ancient Archontians Thothians?
I don't.
They no, not necessarily. They
was one of the, for sure.
That was one of the religions, and it was the most powerful, that had the most influence in Arden Vul. But they're
right.
Now, and remember, there were some Thothian priests here, right? We found some of the orange robes,
right?
But we don't know if they were, friendly with him or not, because somebody stabbed him pretty good, and it could have been, the soldiers. It could the who knows, right?
Right.
But Thothians would not be. Cult of Arden followers for sure.
You found multiple examples. True. You found multiple rooms that indicated clearly that there was internecine warfare that went on here between members of the cult. The Thothians appeared to have nothing to do with it, but brother killed brother here, one way or the other. So it is very likely that the Pentarch Eustace was killed by his own men. There was a legionnaire's spear that pinned him to the seat of Vul through the throat.
That's how I remembered it, is that it was one of the legionnaires.
And can I just bring up a point real quick, guys, in that the only person that was able to hit him last time was with a +3 weapon. Anything lower than +3 is not going to do diddly boo-boo to him, which gives us one weapon.
Yeah.
Gives us one weapon, Matt, that will work. I have a mace that apparently is especially effective against undead, but it's still only a +2 versus undead.
Well, when we fought him, we never tried a +2. We tried +1s, and we know +1s don't work. The +3 definitely does.
Okay, you listened to it.
I did my homework.
The other thing is the cleric that we had then was the same level I am now, and turning, you rolled pretty well on your turn, and it was not effective.
I rolled garbage. It was like a 7. Yeah. But the other thing that we have are potent spells, lightning bolt, but mostly we have those beads of force that he's a ghost, he's insubstantial, but force should be able to, like, I don't know anything, but it seems like force should be able to contain that. And they also do quite a hefty chunk of damage as well. So if our +2 weapons don't work, which we have quite a few of, that plus the spells and the force bubble are different from last time.
I also have a very powerful spell called Sacrifice Mike. And
that spell was in the errata, dude. It's not Sacrifice David.
I don't want to belabor this too much. I'll just add 2 things. Well, 3, I suppose. I don't think we should confront him unless we have to. I don't think we should presume that he's roaming the halls in a fit of rage, because it's very likely, not explicitly a reset, but it's very likely that he has returned in some capacity to his guardianship of that room, which means there is quite a lot of real estate in the dungeon that if we keep ourselves aloof, right, quiet, we can navigate. And 3, there are a lot of areas that Matt did his homework this week. Thanks, Matt. I really appreciate it. We still haven't explored down here that we are interested in. So that don't intersect with that room, right? There's several. Right. So my question would be, what do we actually want to do first, right? If it's not confronting Eustace, then there's a lot of we could go east or west and immediately explore those raw caverns north of the spaceship. Or the murder statues, or et cetera, et cetera. I mean,
there's also a giant treasure trove, right?
Well,
but I don't think we should touch it. I think we should resist as long as we have to. as a ghost,
what he's there to guard.
The ghost of honor says, "Don't touch a fucking thing, man." I'm like, not that. Sorry.
Well, I would say if we're not going to actively try and turn this into a safe haven sanctuary area, and to do that, we would really have to remove Eustace from the equation. Then we should go over to the Hall of Statues and climb up the wall and get into that cavern and explore there. That would be my vote.
Yeah, because there are east and wests there.
Yeah. I don't want to.
And there's a spaceship.
I don't want to get too deep in it, but I will point out that if Eustace is in the upper reaches of this, and we wanted to make a safe haven down by, for instance, the cleansing pool, there's nothing that stops us from barricading a hall and never going up there. So it isn't. I don't think Eustace being dead is mandatory to our use of this as a secret base, and it might in fact help defend our northern flank from would-be, just like the turtle in our southern flank. Because of what use do we really need to move? If you're looking at my cursor, north of this first set of dead barricades that goes into the statue, closing that wall off and never going up there ain't a bad idea, regardless. Right. So I just want to put that out there. Right. But I also think we should go do something because we've been talking a long time. So,
I mean, your plan does make some sense, except for all the treasure in that room. So,
every single item of which has marked will kill you the minute you touch it.
Well, here's my point about that, though, Ted, is that when I get my next spell level, I get to spell evil, which is pretty much, as long as we're not surprised, a guaranteed make him leave their area, if nothing else. Even if I don't destroy him, he makes a save, he still has to leave the area. So while he leaves the area, we can loot the crap out of that chest or out of that room. I just got to get that 5th level spell.
Let's do that. Why don't let's sneak up there carefully, listening, see if we hear him, see what we need to do. But we should be able to get through that room with the corpses, go through that door that's to the east of there, and go right into the Hall of the 20 Worthies, which, another thing, is worth, just those statues of themselves are worth more treasure than we've ever collected by themselves. Each one of them is worth 10,000 gold. And there are 19 of them. We have a rug. And we have an old man fighter wearing a belt of garden strength who can pick up one of those statues and teleport it wherever. So that's the mother lode right there.
Are they not holding up the room?
No, they're only
You're freestanding statues, my dude.
All right. Okay. But before we do all of that, don't we want to go test that plastic key card out? and die
Yes.
to a drone?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I've been saying.
All right,
Okay.
guys, let's go. Come
Let's
on,
get
let's do
moving.
something. Do something. Do something.
Yes.
All right, and it's
So,
time for a
John?
break, probably.
We will carefully make our way to the Hall of the 20 Worthies.
God bless it. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So you circle around to the north. You go past the open door to Lyda's chamber. That is definitely where the remnants of the smell come from. But there's if you peek in there real quick, it's just it's what you thought. It's just it's still messy and stuff like that. But nothing's been in there in some time. You can also tell too from the I don't know how long it's been. Probably a couple weeks actually, since the last time you were here, that there is starting to be like dust that is collecting on the ground. Remember, this whole area was well traveled because of Lyda, but there's a strong indications that nothing has been here since you left. Okay. So you travel around and you're moving at what, 90?
Yep.
Are you moving carefully or fast?
Yeah, I'm at
Carefully.
careful.
We're definitely on Eustace watch.
Okay, it's going to take 3 turns to get to the room where all the bodies were with the barricade. After
Sorry,
that
John.
time, the protection from animals spell wears off Elizabeth.
Okay.
I believe is the bark skin gone as well? Probably.
Bark skin, I think it has the same duration.
Yeah, okay.
Again, I just want to flag I'm wearing the iron circlet, and I'm going to look into the pool room while we pass through just to make sure I don't see any secrets.
Into the pool room, okay.
Just because we're walking right by, I might as well peek in.
A lot of magic stuff in there, man.
Oh, we lost John.
We lost John.
Well, I
You
finally
lost
beat him down, guys. he's
I am here.
Your picture just crapped out on us.
John's the best. He's like my favorite.
Okay,
Guys, I've been meaning to talk about John. I think it's long overdue. Sorry, go ahead, John.
all right, everyone hold on 1 second while I figure out what's going on. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that technical hiccup. We're back. Okay, so in the old cleansing pool room, let's see. Is there anything secret in there? Wait, what is that? Yeah, interesting room. I can go through it again if you want, but there doesn't appear to be anything secret in there.
Okay, for now, don't worry about redescribing it. Let's just move ahead with the objective.
Yeah.
Okay, so after 3 turns, you go up that staircase, up the northern passageway, and you emerge into that rectangular chamber that had the barricade. Barricade was formed of barrels, spears, and links of ancient chain. And there are a bunch of really ancient corpses, about 7 of them, that slumped atop the barricade and on the other side as well.
All right. Do we hear anything, John?
No, deathly quiet.
I say we hop the barricade and go east. Mort will lead the way.
Okay.
Brave Sir Mort.
You open the door and you enter into the Hall of Worthies. Gigantic octagonal chamber with 20 statues, very lifelike, of the 20 worthies of the Arcontian Empire, 2 of which are Arden Vul. 19 of them are standing. 1 of them is broken. That was Phocion the Builder, the great architect of Arden Vul. There is a corpse of a woman there that was missing her finger, which you had since found. I don't know if you ever put the pieces together about what was going on there. In addition, it looks like the Mort and Elizabeth have a twinge of remembrance as they see that the pieces of the statue have been collected into a small little barrow. And you know that in that barrow on the ground is the corpse of the legendary Onweir.
Aw.
Yes.
Time to get that resurrection scroll out, right?
So
Can
there's
I
a bit of
say,
smell
David,
of rot here.
Since you've got an iron circlet of Gonor on your little noggin there, you should take a stroll around the room.
I would love to do that. Before I do that, because I am refamiliarizing myself with all my loot, John, I'd like to use clairvoyance on the Cloister of Worthies room to see if I see Eustace in it.
You're in the room.
No,
The Cloister of Worthies, the room, the
chapter
stop
house.
sign room.
Yeah.
chapter house. Sorry,
Yeah.
just to. I mean, why guess? You know.
Yeah. Okay. So, so you use clairvoyance using the iron circlet. project your mind into that space, your little security camera view, you can see that the 2 seats of Arden Vul have been reset, and that the Phokion's seat, which led to the treasury, has also been reset. And you had, I think it was Gorand who actually moved the corpse of Eustace off of Vul's seat in order to access it.
Yeah.
And that corpse is basically at the feet of Vul's seat, like where Gorand had put it. Like the corpse is not moved. So the I think you actually removed the spear from the throat. So the spear is probably like right next to him. But basically, like nothing looks amiss. Like the corpse of Eustace is still there, exactly where you thought it would probably be. You know.
Okay, but no phantom, no haunting visage
Not that you
floating
see.
around.
No.
Okay. I have one other bookkeeping thing. I don't remember last episode if you guys got it, but because you went back to the stash, did you get the Pearl of Sirens that allows you to breathe water and cast spells underwater?
No.
If not, is it okay if we retcon and say that they got it for us, John? Sorry. Just so
We can just go get it right now.
We can just go get it right now. Yeah.
that's true. I can just go. Okay, well, for another time. All right, back in the room of worthies. I'm going to do a full walk around the circumference and peer with the iron circlet.
Sure. Okay. So nothing appears amiss. No secrets.
No magic statues, no hidden doorways.
Nope.
Interesting. I wonder what. Yeah. Okay. So you want to float up, look in that hole, and haul us all up with a rope?
Sorry, I was muted. Yes, I will do exactly that. So I'm going to go up. I'm going to pull you guys up into the graded tunnel, and let's go check out some raw caves.
Okay. So Upir's reconnaissance is going to take a turn. Now it's 2 p.m.
Matt, is Wolford going to put the blue Azure Knight armor back on?
Yes. Yeah, he did back when we were in like the midst of the.
Oh, okay. All right. So Barrios is back with the mail and the spear, and you got your stuff. Okay, great.
What happens with the helm and the candles that you found in the ivory coffer?
Great question.
We haven't looked at those yet.
We are carrying them. So.
Yeah. Did you detect magic on those bad boys?
No, we were actually waiting for David.
David cast invisibility again. Oh, there he is.
So the ivory coffer depicts the 4th laver of Arden. That is not magical, but within inside are 2 candles which appear mundane, but they are both magical. In addition, the helm is well enchanted.
All right. So Barrios was carrying them, which does put him almost full up. Is the coffer with the candles 1 slot?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And the helmet is a. Go ahead, Matt.
Wolford would try the helmet if nobody else wants to. He thinks it looks pretty spiffy.
Just going to offer to have Barrios do it, except he's got a sheep's head, so it won't fit.
Put it on, Wolford. We need Wolford decked out. We need Wolford decked out.
Absolutely. I'm trying to look my best. He'll take the helmet. He'll look on it first, see if there are any words or anything inscribed, like spinning around.
Okay, there isn't, but it's an immaculately made. It's a wonder too that it does not appear to have been corroded by the water after so many years as well, which obviously kind of gave away its magical nature just by that fact alone. Mm-hmm. It also seems to have the crest seems to have dried inordinately quickly from the water, and retains its red coloring pretty spectacularly after all this time. So I guess it was normally horsehair, right? But yeah. So you place it on your head?
I do.
Okay. It looks really good on you because you're a big warrior, and you got the Azure Knight armor as well. So it looks like of a piece, sort of. It looks pretty badass. When you put it on, you do feel something kind of change in your mind, and as you look around, not in a bad way, it's like your thoughts are clearer somehow. The words that your companions are speaking are you're able to process them a lot quicker, and than you were before. Not that you ever really had an issue before, but when it really comes home is whenever you're just sort of like looking around with your eyes wide, like what's going on here, and you look at the plaques underneath that are labeling the 20 worthies, which were all labeled in Mithric. And you can read them all.
Yes.
We just found the best item in the game, guys.
Yes.
Almost clear thought. Is that?
That's
He's
awesome.
smarter now.
And we can revel in that during our first break. Let's do a re-up on beer, shall we? We will be right back. All right, bladder's empty, beer's full. We're back. Okay, so found a pretty cool helm. Wolford is wearing it.
Is there any? We found a shield in the grotto as well with crossed arrows on it. Did that flag as magic at all?
Oh, yes, it did, actually.
Aha. Anybody need it? Because Barrios does not have a shield. And then on a related topic, he happens to be carrying the sack of Laurel, who is probably not who should be carrying it.
Yeah, Wolford, when we split up, like before he came, Wolford has it.
Okay, you took it back.
Yeah.
Fine. So he's
It's
going to...
on his sheet. Yeah.
So Wolford, you're actually wielding that shield?
He's going to wield the shield, yeah.
No, Barrios is going to wield the shield. Already have one.
Sorry. I thought, Barrios' shield hands the sack of Laurel back to Wolford.
Okay.
Very good. Excellent.
Okay.
Anything else in that pile of flag is magic? We had a steel cooking pot full of coins, but that's probably not. I think the battered Legionnaire sword was probably just junk.
No, that was it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, great. So you've got a helmet that lets you read everything. Or at least...
in fact, I just want to check something. Does anybody else here know a different language? I want to see if I can't, if it's just Mithric or if I can read everything.
I have Whiskin. I could write some stuff in Whiskin.
I think that's
speak to him in Gobblish.
John, I will take a stick.
I'm Thorkin. Yeah.
John, I will take a stick, and in Whiskin, I will write, Wolford is a big lame douchebag, and see if he can read it.
He can read it, yep.
I punch you in the face.
How does that translate? You know, the hoo-ha water.
There's nothing space agey about this helm, is there?
There is not, no.
In fact, speaking of space agey, though, take out the key card that we have.
Yeah, I got
There's
that.
nothing on it.
I don't think it's written on.
Is anything on it when I look at it, John?
Don't believe so. Hold on. It is orange. I can tell you that much. It is made out of plasteel. Where is it here?
Be like an orange font on an orange thing. You know, might be hard to read, but
hold on. 6 inches long, 2 inches wide. It is stamped with some alien glyphs on it.
What do they say?
Yeah.
What do they say? That's a language, baby.
So, let's see. Actually, doesn't tell me what it would say, but I could probably give you something that it probably would.
Descend up.
Wolford is a big douche.
Yeah.
Dang it!
The prophecy foretell the coming of Wolf.
Actually, what I'm going to say is that it doesn't actually. There's a glyph, but it's more that it's not like it doesn't convey like a word. It's more like an access code sort of thing that you can't really decipher.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't even know what that means. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
All right, so that's kind of still up in the air. Well, this is a very not only do I look dashing, but I'm smart as hell.
But is it only written stuff? If I speak to him in Gobblish, does he understand me?
Yes, you do understand what he's saying in Goblin.
Okay, cool. Nice.
I doubt this will be the case, but having just spoken that language or heard that language, can Matt attempt to speak Gobblish while wearing the helm?
Gobblish.
I try.
No,
I try.
That's what Ted called it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either that or gobbledygook.
So Wolford, whenever you attempt to talk back to Mort, whatever he said in Goblin, you fail miserably.
Good to know. Very good to know. That's awesome. That would have been great 50 episodes ago.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, he was down there the whole time.
All right. I'm gonna if we're good, I'm gonna plod along this tunnel southward.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so that tunnel was up 20 feet from the base of the Hall of Worthies, and remember that it looked, because you had asked the right questions, that it didn't look like someone had burrowed out. There was no indication of debris at the base in the Hall of Worthies, but nevertheless, you crawl up in there, and it's very, very narrow. You have to go single file, but after a short distance of about 30, 40 feet, it opens up into a worked area. It slopes, but actually it slopes down a little bit until you open up into this like worked area. And what did that look like? That's over here. Yeah, the western portion is worked, and hammered into the western wall is a sconce. Way back in the day, you had picked up that there hanging from it was a silver holy symbol of Set, which was interesting to you. I believe you still have that. I don't know if it's on you. And you remember too, Mort and Elizabeth would remember that, you can actually see that there is a staircase to the west that leads up. And then there are two narrow passageways. You know that the southern one leads to the hangar bay. The eastern one, you have no idea.
Right.
Let's take a look.
Has more dust fallen here since we camped, John? Is there any evidence of people trafficking through here?
No. Like I said, like the new dust is like, it's not really apparent because it's only been a couple weeks, right?
Okay.
I would say that you could easily see like your the AV club's footprints that are still kind of here, Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it doesn't look like anyone else has been here.
Okay.
You guys
Let's
are
take a
looking
look down
west.
that-
Up the stairs, guys.
Oh, you want to go up the stairs or east?
East. I
Let's
vote
go
east.
first. Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
We'll do both,
Sure.
but yeah.
Okay, east. All right. So in these, excuse me, in these natural corridors, the air is very, very still, very, very dark. Your continual light shines ahead. So it goes east for about 40 feet before it generally tends to move towards the north. Kind of does like a curve towards the north for another.
Hold on. Sorry, it goes 40 feet and then curves north.
Then curves north for about another 30 feet. And then it starts to slope gradually upwards and kind of shifts towards north by northeast for about another 30 feet.
Wait, curves up and then like this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can give me one moment here.
And it's still staying narrow, right?
It's still very narrow, yeah.
Okay, and we have not been in these tunnels, so like any disturbance of like dust or scuff marks on the walls or anything like that want to be apparent.
Yeah.
Or want to be looking for.
Yeah. Let's see.
Are we doing the Mort first infravision thing?
That's worked for us in the past.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess Wolfhard would be carrying the black iron spear and the shield because he wouldn't be able to swing the big sword in a space this tight. So
Right.
Okay, so when you get to the end of that curve right there, you can see that it's going to open up into a larger natural cavern. The reason that you know this is because your continual light actually glints off of what appears to be shining pieces of ore in the cavern beyond. That cavern is dripping with stalactites and stalagmites, so there's very rough, uneven ground, and it's low enough that like a lot of the stalactites and stalagmites are very close to touching. Like you actually kind of have to, you would have to kind of move around if you enter into the cavern. And you can see, so your continual light is gleaming off ore from the rock formations, and so
But the infravision doesn't trigger it. He doesn't see anything.
No, the infravision is not triggering anything. You can see when you're at the edge of that cavern before you kind of step in and it doesn't appear to be like weird that there's stalagmites and stalactites. It's definitely like an outgrowth of this natural passageway, but there's no space here for those to have formed. And so before you enter into it, you can kind of see that this is roughly a 15 foot by 15 foot, roughly circular chamber. There is natural exits that lead out from the north and from the southeastern corner of it. Now, however, Upior, with the iron circlet of Gonor atop your brow, you are able to see something very, very strange that you do a double take when you see it because you're not quite sure what you're looking at. There is... Let me see. Let me get the description right. What it looks like is like a temporary burst of moving air that actually sort of shimmers the air, like almost like a mirage in a certain just small area of like next to like one of the stalagmites on the ground, and then moves and causes the air to sort of shift. Like you remember when the Predator is in full camo mode and it just sort of like bends light a little bit to kind of give an impression that it's there, right?
And I turn around and walk the other way.
Yeah, so you get that same sort of impression, as if the air sort of manipulates into like a form almost, and then it sort of and you can kind of see it. You can see that no one else sees it. It makes no sound, no sound, and you can and you see it sort of move from a stalagmite and then sort of slip around the side of it and sort of disappear.
When wearing the Mask of Toresis, Mort sees through illusion and sees invisible creatures and objects. So would he see it? Or is it only a true seeing thing?
Let me check it. Look, hold on. Death Mask.
If somebody writes Mithric on it, then I can see it.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I'm going to be holding the lightning rod at the ready. I'm going to kind of...
Sorry, let me just go to Ted real quick. It does not detect invisibility. It can detect lies and illusions. It does have true seeing once per day, but you have to actually activate that.
Detect illusion will reveal invisible creatures, doesn't it?
No,
I didn't make that up. I got that from somewhere.
It's because there's different editions. I can't remember if it's Osric or OSC, but one of them kind of folds the two into the other. So that's because I remember reading that. But we can treat it as separate. Obviously, that's John's role. But you did probably read that somewhere. That's what I was saying. Yeah, because I got confused about that too. John, so I'm getting real like Billy looking into the jungle canopy right now vibes there. It is, just to clarify, I see it glint from behind one stalactite and move behind another stalactite, not out of the room, just out of my view.
Out of your view, exactly. Yeah, it sort of slips around the back of that stalagmite. You could definitely tell, even though it's completely transparent, that it's bipedal and about man-sized.
Okay, I am going to have my lightning rod at the ready, and I'm going to just act as if I haven't noticed it, and in what I presume might be a direction that would give me a different angle behind that stalactite, maybe to the left a little bit. I'm going to kind of like use my peripheral vision and kind of like, and just like innocently walk a little bit in that direction to see if I can get a beat on it again.
Okay. So yeah, you sort of, do you tell any of your companions that's going on?
No.
Okay. So
just Mort who's convinced he can see this thing.
I can't. No, here's the thing. I can't tell you without that thing knowing that I've told you. What I will ask you this as a meta thing. Do you guys care if I shoot it sight unseen? Just blast it the minute I see it? Ask questions later.
Only because we don't know how many charges that wand has. So you should only use it if you really want to use it. It could be the last charge.
Fair. I only say that because I'm very nervous about a slinking, competing mage getting us good if we lose sight of it, and that could happen very easily if it makes a beat for it after I see it. Right?
I don't think it's just like an air elemental or something.
So
I can find out.
So Upior, just so you know, when you detect invisible, and this is the reason why the death mask is also not working, is that when you normally detect someone who has cast invisibility upon themselves or has some sort of item that has invisibility, the equivalent of that spell on them, like Laryl's cloak or something like that, it just shows them as visible, right?
Gotcha.
It just like they look visible. This is not that case.
Right.
Okay. So it doesn't look like it's going to be like, unless it's some sort of spellcaster that's casting a spell that you've never heard of. That does not appear to be the case. Needless to say, Upior by himself steps into the cavern and slowly and casually sort of moves around that direction, looking like you're just sort of casually looking around, right? Because you're aware of the presence of the thing, you're able to kind of keep your composure whenever you do see, as you sort of round a corner and think that's where that might be, it detaches again from that side of the stalagmite and actually moves quickly and silently towards the southeastern exit.
Guys, I think I should blast it.
Now, there's a lot of stalagmites and stalactites would form a lot of cover, so I would say that if you don't want it to leave your line of sight and then escape into that southeastern tunnel, you have to blast it like right now.
That's why I'm saying it.
I don't think if it's not an overt threat, like I don't think you should attack it sight unseen. You know, this could be a Rudishvan that could, teach us something. He's been trapped here. We set him free. This could be a spirit that could help us just as easily as it could be a foe. It hasn't done anything.
Ready.
Yeah. Okay, it's going to get away.
Well, why don't you kind of guide us to the south then?
Sure.
We can follow.
Yeah.
Because Wolford, not knowing anything, he would have started wandering in this room, looking at the stalactites, put his finger in between, like the place where they're almost touching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll put one more thing out there.
Yeah,
sorry, John.
Go ahead.
If this is a forward unit about to alert 12 of these things that we're coming, we're boned. If this is one of the lizard, beasts that many wars were waged against, and they have a chameleon-like ability to do this, I don't know, right? This is the alarm being set off. It's okay. I won't do it. I just want to throw that out there as another thought. We all still feel
I don't think you're wrong, David. I think also if like 12 end up showing up, then you can get all of them in a lightning bolt.
Okay,
and
cool. So I'm going to let it slip.
I do want to just point out, guys, please don't touch the stalactites or the stalagmites because the oils from your fingers are absorbed by the rock and then they don't grow anymore.
What a
I'm just putting my finger in between right where they're going to touch.
Okay, Upior,
just the tip,
resist.
right? Just the tip.
Upior, you're right near the stalagmite that you detected it at twice. You can see that on the ground there is a little bit of rock dust that is obviously the same rock that the stalagmite was. And you can kind of see that there, at random points on the stalagmite, there are little bits of it that have sort of been shaved off.
We found cave beavers.
That's not a good citizen of the cave.
Invisible cave beavers.
Hey,
it's cool. They'll be our pals.
Does that sack of laurel have like a bag of powdered chalk or flour or something you could throw onto an invisible creature and reveal its shape?
Oh, well, let me check.
Yeah.
Oh, look right here. Yep, a little bag of flour right here.
So if you get a chance and you want to find out what this thing looks like, maybe try that.
Who has the golden
I'll give
net?
it. You know what? I'm going to give it to Upior because he can see the damn thing.
Sorry, I can do it. Does anyone have the golden net?
If it's not on my character sheet, I'm full. I can't carry anything else.
Not on mine either.
So we didn't bring it. I don't know who it's on. Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Okay, I'm gonna walk back casually to the guys, and in a very low voice say, "There's something here. It's able to camouflage itself, and it seems to have moved to the south. I do not know if it's hostile, but I think we should follow cautiously in that direction."
All right,
Gotcha.
I'm in.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right.
Okay, so this tunnel that you move through is only about 5 feet wide. So again, it's only able to go single file. Who is up front?
I think I have to be because I can
Yes,
see.
it has to be David.
That's dangerous. But
Can I
it's
make
fine. It's
Can I
fine.
just make an ask? And I'm happy to do this. Can we get out the cask of Yakin's bones?
Sure.
Yeah, Elizabeth has it. She can take that out and have it be ready.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll take front. I will have the lightning rod very much at the ready, especially in a 5-foot tunnel. And yeah.
Okay.
And that thing didn't ping my infravision, right, John?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. So so you march down through these narrow tunnel. It goes for generally about southeast for about to about 30 feet before it turns directly south for another 10. And it's at that point and it continues on from that point. But at that point, Upior, wait, who's what light are you? Do you have a locket, Upior?
Yes.
You do. Okay. All right. So you can see that with your light shining ahead, that it swings to the southeast again after that 10 feet going south for another 20 feet or so. And there's definitely off to the east, about halfway down that southeast spur. So about 10 feet down, there is definitely like a small body of water that you can see glinting. But more importantly, in the light, using the crown, you can tell it's the crown, you can detect that there are multiple moving shapes that are coming up from that tunnel, and there appears to be about 6 of them. Okay. They're moving. When they reach the edge of your light, they meld those transparent shapes sort of meld into the stone.
Well, is it fair to say that when I see them approaching, I fire? I'm not going to wait till they're in my line. Does that make sense? The minute
Sure. Yeah, you can do that if you like.
And you
Guys,
can
I don't
call
know.
out to him also. Ask it. Or say hi.
I know. I look. I
mean, it's up to you.
I'm not. I'm no. Of course, and I'm not just trying to be a chaos agent here. I am. Predator is the word John used. I think that's a very pertinent choice, subconsciously.
Well,
or
also
otherwise.
your instincts tend to be right on. So blast away, my friend.
And it left and immediately came back with a retinue, which tells me they're hunting us, kind of vibes. Like they're. I don't think if they were coming for a peaceful conversation, I don't think they'd be hidden. In other words, that's all.
We
saying.
need to be ready to run back to that room though, because we can't fight them in this little narrow hall.
Well, the lightning bolt will come and do a lot of advantage there, but yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna fire.
Okay.
Boom. The minute I see the 6 of them in a line, because I want to hit them all.
Don't hit the stalactites, David.
I'll try my best.
All right, so
The
you just
lightning
let
is
loose.
fine.
You let loose with the wand of lightning, and the whole place just goes blindingly white for like a split second, imprinting upon all of your vision, leaving spots behind. And it ratchets and arcs off through the corridor. You're positive that if there's anything living in that tunnel, that it would definitely would have been affected. However, you're met by nothing but silence and an empty, now slightly scorched corridor with one less charge in your
Job
wand.
well done.
Yeah, and
Well, I knew it was just a ghost. Nothing was there. I just keep walking. Off to work.
Congratulations, guys. We did it.
now, much to your dismay, after like you're kind of blink away like the spots, Upior in front of in your eyes, you see lined up down the hallway, past the body of water, down the cavern tunnel, I should say, not a hallway. There are 6 hulking things made out of rock that emerge from the wall. Just they look like the Thing from the Fantastic Four, right? Mm-hmm. Like definitely like bipedal forms made out of the rock. That seems to be whatever the rock is here. They, thick heads, wide shoulders, big arms, and they look super fucking pissed.
Okay. Do
Um,
they
Never
told
even
you I
had
should've
full
said hi.
damage for the lightning bolt, though, guys. So this is concerning.
He may not have actually hit them if they were inside the walls, and
They
now they
merged into the wall.
so
Well, what I was, but just to be clear, I was saying I was shooting them before they merged into the wall. That's
Yep.
why I was asking if like, okay, yeah.
Yep.
So they weren't in the wall. They were in a line in front of me.
okay.
so they so 6 of these things emerge from the wall. There is no indication of any sort of like transparent movement or anything like that. They're definitely very, very solid, very big, and they're filling up that hallway. The one that is in front actually takes its as it emerges from the rock, it actually carries out of the rock with it a huge chunk of it, and it hurls it back and just wings it straight at Upior. Okay. Why don't we roll? Let's do initiative. So declarations, spells. Don't have to tell me what it is.
Yeah,
Just so
yeah. Like, give me 2 seconds.
I mean, we're running, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to declare a spell.
okay, declaring a spell. Okay, roll for initiative, please. I got a 6.
Someone else roll it.
That's not good.
All right, I'll roll it. I got a 4, John.
A 4. Okay. One moment, please. Sorry, I just got to check out a 2-hit thing here.
Does Matt hear any language that he understands?
What's your AC, Upior?
Not enough. You're
Past
muted,
tense,
David.
what was your AC?
David's muted.
You're muted.
Muted.
10. Yeah. What was my AC? Or what was, yeah.
Oh.
10.
Correct. Do I get any advantage because it's a 5-foot wide hole and he's trying to hawk a huge thing, down a skinny space?
No, it's
I
like
get disadvantage.
your advantage is that this is the only guy that can attack, and you are the only target.
Love
The first one actually surprisingly missed. The second one, though, oh no, it can only attack once with the thing. Okay, so it actually missed, believe it or not. I rolled very, very low. So it hurls the boulder at you. You're able to duck out of the way. It explodes in the wall, sending shards back along the group, which surprises all of you. Noticeably, except for the sound of them sort of emerging from the rock, they don't emit any sort of sound. It's just they're all like glaring at you.
So, John, taking this to wrap it into the sort of like the moment, because now it's our turn, right? I'm going to cast.
No, but not yet.
Oh,
Because there's 5 other ones. You do see that there are 2 behind the one that hurled the boulder that are coming up with it, and then the other 3 move in the other direction very quickly.
okay. Now it's our turn.
Yes.
I take the opportunity of him missing and shattering this whole thing to cast Phantasmal Force and create an illusion of a cave-in induced by him throwing that rock. I'm going to have it cave in from the ceiling, just all the rock fill up.
Okay.
And then I'm going to beat ass out of there.
On your next turn, you can't move. You can't move while you cast your spell.
True.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
20-foot cubed area is the range I can, or the scope.
Just to make a roll. Okay, cool. So, your turn. Okay, so you cast that spell, Phantasmal Force. Looks like yeah. Okay, so that appears to, you guys all see this sort of rock fall sort of appear out of nowhere. And what do you do? So Upior cannot move. What do the rest of you do?
I grab the little handle on the back of his neck and haul him.
Yeah, do it. You should.
I think we should definitely retreat.
I mean, you were joking, but with the belt of giant strength, can I pick him up under?
I mean, are you allowed to? I guess that's my only thing.
We can't because he's casting the spell. This
Yeah.
initiative, we would disrupt it if we actually moved him.
Yeah.
So I think we need to.
All right, the rest of you guys go. I'll run with him on the next turn. I'll protect him, and I'll run with you guys on the next turn. Go.
Okay.
Can we lose
go.
2 characters instead of just 1?
All right, come on, let's just go.
All right. Yeah.
I will.
Okay.
I'm going to beat a strategic retreat down the tunnel. John, shield, and mace out.
Okay. Do you want to stop like in the stalagmite room?
Yes.
Okay. So everyone else retreats except for Wolford and Upior. And that's it for that. Okay. Top of the round. Any spells being cast?
No.
No. Initiative, please.
All right. Not me. I blew it.
I got
a
it.
4.
I got it.
Okay,
I got a 5. I got a 5.
Okay. You guys first.
All right.
Okay.
Run away.
Let's go, shall we?
Can we? Is there an opportunity, John, to let David and Wolford catch up to us before we start moving again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we'll be behind you again. We'll get to where you were.
Sure.
Or we could just stand still this.
Yeah.
Where do you want to
still.
go? Where do you want to go?
We're eventually going to get back, I think, to the room that we left with the staircase and the spaceship and all the rest of that. Right?
That's the goal.
Should
You
we
wanna go
regroup
north?
there?
So you're moving at 30, right? So
Yeah.
you can get a little bit back down that corridor.
Okay.
By the way, I'm just okay. Sorry, guys. Refreshing. It's a concentration spell. If I move, my concentration is broken, so the illusion will go away. Okay. So
can't
what
move
should
at all?
no? So sorry to gum that up because I forgot movement was a stipulation there.
Right.
Everyone should retreat, and I'm going to wait a few beats to see if they try to pursue or if I don't hear anything before dropping it, because I don't want to drop it immediately after raising it, or they're just going to chase after. I'm just going to sit there.
So
Give
we
it a
should all
second.
move back to the stalactite room. No, actually, we don't want to be in that room because then if they appear in there, multiple attacks. Like we need to be somewhere where only one can attack at a time.
Precisely. It's
Right at like the entrance to there.
It's safer for me to risk. It's safe for me to risk waiting to see if the illusion is then dropping it, because they're going to pursue us anyway. At that point, it defeats the purpose of it occurring at all within the timeline. So
Yeah,
I think,
with that same logic, I'll stay with you because my AC's good. I might be able. They might miss. So I'll
so
go
why
for
don't we
you.
retreat?
If they start coming through, we'll run.
Why don't we retreat to where I've just put the arrow where we get past that room?
cool.
Can you see it, John?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, so that's a target. We get to there. It's single file. We're out of their territory. Maybe they won't pursue.
Okay, so
I have one last.
Sorry. Go ahead, David.
One last question. Sorry. I have Iso's ring, which I can engage shield 3 times a day with. Would that interrupt my concentration from the illusion I'm casting to use a magic item? Do you know? I can't remember.
I don't know. Where's this spell?
I have to look up shield.
I think it's just a concentration. It's a concentration rule, not a spell rule. Because
where is the spell? What is the spell?
Let me look it up. It's shield.
Shield.
No, not that spell. It's an illusion spell. Is that
Phantasmal
right?
force.
Oh, Phantasmal Force.
I can
read you Phantasmal
I
Force.
got it. Hold on a second. We're going to drop out for just a quick second while I parse this. I'll be right back. Okay, we looked up real quick. Indeed, concentration, you can do no other action or else concentration ends. So he's not going to be able to activate that ring. So that's the plan, right? So no one's really doing anything. You're just sort of retreating to that one point. And then Upior and Wolford are waiting to see what happens. So at the bottom of the round, the 3 that remained, you actually see them. Upior, you're the only one that could see it because you can see through your own illusion. Wolford, you have no idea what's going on. What you see is you see them actually meld into the rock, and then and disappear from that form. But then your iron circlet picks up the fact that they've changed into that weird transparent thing. Okay, and they actually detach from the rock again, and it looks like they're attempting to move through the into the illusion as if it's rock. And then you actually detect a little bit of confusion as they penetrate the illusion. Like you can see like the form sort of shimmer a little bit and sort of stop and like move their weird head around, that sort of thing, And then they sort of move through into your space.
Hi. Oh, fancy seeing you here. But
Yeah,
they're still in their like chameleon-like state. They're not in their big hulking rock state.
they are, but it looks like they're going to, like the moment they sort of appear out of the illusion, and then Wolford, again, you can't see it at all. It looks like well, actually, they do have enough movement to do this. They would move through, be confused, and then they're going to move into the rock again on either side, like the real rock. And at that point, they actually will reemerge as their rock forms again and see you. Okay, I will say that the confusion cost them like their action, so they're not able to attack this round. But they sort of step out, and then they're like, they don't make any sound, but they see you, and they're like all around you. So at this point, you are engaged in melee with them, Wolford as well. So Wolford, you're just out of nowhere, just out the rocks, just sort of like these rock creatures sort of emerge right out of the wall, and they're like right in your face. You know what I mean? And there's 3 of them.
Okay, and they're in front of us in that 5 foot, that narrow hallway.
Yeah, well, they're kind of coming in from the side. So I would actually say, because I'm going to be a little bit cruel, because Upior had to maintain concentration, and Wolford, you have no idea what's going on. That one of them is behind you, and there's 2 in front of you. Okay.
I don't suppose David has stone shaped memorized.
No, I think we might be using our first beat of force, though.
All right, so that was their action.
That'll hurt us too.
Oh no, I'm not going to throw it on myself. I mean, if we
like 10 feet. It has a radius of effect.
No, I understand.
Top of the round.
Okay.
We're doing declarations now. It's spells and possible melee movement. Although the people in melee are kind of trapped. Well, not trapped, but you could retreat if you wanted to, but they get the bonus.
So we could make a break for it, around, like duck around the guy.
You could, yeah.
That's behind us.
Yeah, technically.
Let's do it.
I think we got to retreat. I don't like 100%. Being surrounded.
Full retreats.
Full retreats.
Okay.
Full retreat.
All right. Roll for initiative, please. I got a 1.
I got it last time, right? So I got a 6.
Okay, it's you guys.
Okay.
we run. Full retreat.
Everyone runs?
Well, we are 60 feet away now, the rest of us, right?
Yeah, you're far away. Yeah. What do you do?
Yeah. Okay. We're waiting for our friends.
You're just waiting. Okay. So you 2 are going to run. Okay, so you run. They are going to then, on their turn, attack you. And they're going to get a bonus to do so.
Wait, I'm so confused. Wait, we did a full retreat. How much movement do we get out of that?
You get your
I'm
full
at 30.
movement. Yeah. And then they're coming after you.
Yeah. Is there any reason that? That's fine. Yeah.
I would try to.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Did you want to do something else, knowing that they can catch you?
I mean, I would be screaming, "We're coming!" You know what I mean? Like, these guys sitting idly without any information doesn't make sense. So I think if I was fully retreating, I'd probably be like, "They're on our ass," or something like that. But I don't know if that affects Ted or Mike's actions at all.
Well, we're 60 feet away.
Yeah.
And in a space where the whole point was to not allow them to attack multiple at one time. So I'm thinking, Barrios is setting a spear. Mort's getting the pin out. They're ready to fight. But the whole point was to defend a choke point.
Makes perfect sense. So we'll just continue running. Is it possible? I'm sorry, I don't want to do this to you, Wolf, but I have 10 AC. Is it possible?
No, he would be behind.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah, he would be behind.
What's your AC, Wolford?
18 with the Azure Shield banded mail on.
Okay. That's a hit and a hit.
Don't worry, it's just a boulder. How much damage can it do?
Well, are they throwing boulders, John?
No, this is the one that's like in the front. It's the only one that can attack you. And it reaches you. It's able to actually move quite substantially quicker than you are moving, catches up to you, and basically just lays into you with these rocky fists right on your back.
Okay. That sucks.
And you're not defending yourself at all. So it gets the bonus. Going to be 17 points of damage.
Ooh, that hurts.
As it just clocks into you from either side. You can hear the crunch of ribs behind you, Upior, and Wolford's stifled grunt as he takes
right
it.
into your elderly kidney, man.
That hurt.
I wonder. These probably don't count as constructs, really, do they? The Joachim's bones is probably not going to make any difference, even though they're kind of built out of rocks.
Unless they're summoned, maybe.
I'm going to cast haste on us the first second I can.
Okay,
by the way,
it's
guys.
a top of the round. Spell declaration is melee movement.
So I'm casting a spell.
Okay, so are we all together now, though? We are, right?
I don't think so.
Nope.
They're 30 feet
We're
away
kind
from
of-
us, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah, we're kind of at the entrance to that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, to Ted's point, Matt,
right?
you may have been about to say this. Sorry, I cut you off. I
Go
got
ahead.
to learn mic discipline again. It's been a few weeks. If we run, I think they're just going to catch up with us. So I think we have to stand our ground here. Do you disagree? I don't want to make that decision for you.
Yes. David, is haste a concentration spell again?
Let me read it.
Nobody has to
Are you
stop
going to be able
moving.
to move? Or are
It's
you
three turns.
starting?
It's not. It's a 3-turn. I'll read it. I'll just read it right now. Up to 24 creatures in a 30-foot radius are enchanted to be able to move and act twice as quickly as normal. So we'll double our movement, we'll double our attack speed, and it'll be 3 turns.
Okay.
So I think that might be the best thing for me to ask. I could also cast Pummeling Fists of like I can do an attack spell, but I don't think it's worth it. I think haste is the best. So that's what I'm
Can
gonna
you
do.
cast haste while running? You have
No.
to stop to cast it, don't you?
It's a stop to
No,
cast.
no, I'm not going to be able to flee, but I don't think we can flee. To your point, because then we're bringing them into the open room.
Right. So what I'm suggesting then is if you, we may have to just accept the open room thing. If you stop there, so that they don't just pummel your back, we can see you, and we could run up with our movement and an attack, and hope for the best. But tactically, this is a bad deal.
Okay, so declare a spell. Any declared melee movement. Wolford. Basically.
No, I guess I'm going to stand and deliver.
Stand and deliver. Okay, roll for initiative, please. I got a 6.
Ted, just by the way,
I got a 6.
Roll again.
Hey,
I got a 4.
I got a 3.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What is it, David?
just for clarity's sake, so we understand, if we are right at the mouth of that 5-foot tunnel when it opens up, and 2 or 3 of us are in the open room, would we be able to, 2 or 3 of us attack that one space, right, as an advantage instead of just one-on-one? Because there's more. Yes.
Okay, so if they stop there at the mouth of the tunnel, we can run up on our on our movement and attack. One of us can help attack with Wolford and Upior. Okay, great. It's planned.
All right, so one attacks Wolford again. With Wolford doesn't have the bonus this time. You said your AC was 18, right?
Yes.
It hits once.
Oh.
With one fist, you're able to block off the other one. You're gonna take another 6 points of damage. Where are you at?
Ooh, I'm at 3.
Yikes. Okay, so
Yikes.
you see,
Indeed.
you guys all see like Wolford sort of pop into the room as he's like launched physically backwards, like wow. Unfortunately, too, at that exit, the rest of the party, you can also see that you can see and hear the stomping of the 3 other ones that broke away at the initial start of the battle. They're actually coming from the north, and they're coming into the room.
Oh,
okay. So by the end of their movement, they are filtering into the room. They're on the north side of the room.
It may be better for me to cast Mass Charm than Haste in this situation, guys. So I'm going to do that.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, try it.
Okay. Does anybody remember what specifically what the 4th labor of Arden is? I ask because I wonder if these candles will do anything.
Excuse me, I'm just going to light this candle just a second.
Mario could just kneel down and light a candle. I'm just looking for our list of labors here.
She fought like some barbarians or something.
Yeah.
But you can do your spell. You can try your Mass Charm before we.
Yeah, I think we try it and see if it works. Do you want me to reread it for you, John, or do you have it?
Yeah, I have it. So you're going to cast that? Does anyone want to do anything before the spell is cast?
I'll wait and do. I'll do my attack after he casts the spell if it doesn't work.
Okay.
And you're not close to me, right, Matt? You're still like a movement away, right?
I mean, you could move. That's what we said. You could move up to us.
I can't and cast a spell. I was going to cast a cure spell on you.
You didn't declare it though.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. Never mind.
Okay, so Upior, you're using the Iron Circlet, right, to do this, right? Okay, so don't forget to mark off that and also the clairvoyance use from earlier. When you focus your mind and you kind of take in all of these creatures that are around you, and you focus your will upon them, you can just feel your will sort of slide off of their minds. Like it can't grasp and hold their mind and force it to do anything.
All right. Did it work? Yes. As this giant hulking thing is about to punch him. All right. Well, I'm going to try to kill it. You can tell me if it worked later. All right. Well, if you roll well. Okay. That is using the black iron spear. That is an 18.
That's exactly what you need. They have an AC of 18.
Oh.
What is the black iron spear bonuses?
It's a +1. It's a +9 versus humanoids. Do these count as humanoids with their two?
It's a +9. How's it a +9?
Oh, because of the belt.
Oh, that
the black iron spear is +1, but
the spear.
But the belt is a +7. Yeah, the spear is just a +1.
Okay. All right. So what's your damage?
Okay. 2d10 + 2. 17 points of damage.
17. Okay. The black iron spear does indeed connect with this one that's been pummeling you, and you jab it right in, and pieces of rock go everywhere. It does sort of hunch around it as if it feels pain, but it doesn't make any sound. It just sort of glares at you.
And then falls dead?
No.
Oh, damn it.
All right. So can the rest of us run into melee then? If we want to?
Yeah, so you two more could face off against the one that Wolfherd is facing. There are two more that are behind that are in the corridor.
Right.
Okay. Upior is also right there next to Wolfherd. Right. And then there are three that are in the room that you could actually choose as individual targets that are in the northern part of the room, but that would be away from Wolfherd.
You should beat a force those three.
Beat a force them, yes.
Do it.
Who's got them?
We all have one.
We all have one.
Them to all of them, yes.
All right. I will use mine to throw them at the northern ones then. The lead one in the north.
Using a beat of force?
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh, snappage. Okay.
What's your does he have to make like a dex missile attack with that?
I can't remember. I got to look it up.
Okay. What's your dex? Because like Mort's not bad. He's got a +1 dex modifier to a missile.
I have a 0.
Okay.
I mean, I have a +2 just for being like my level, but yeah.
No, if you're not, if you're just kind of hurling it in a general direction, I'm going to say that you don't have to make an attack roll.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Let Elizabeth, because she has Shrieker. Let her. She probably won't hit because she's only got a +3. Let her take her shot first, and then do your bead, because once the force is there, it won't work.
Okay.
So she'll just swing it.
Sure.
Yeah, she misses.
Great.
It screams real loud, and she misses. And she's like, I tried.
Okay. I'm just reading here. Exploding on impact, dealing 5d6 to all creatures within 10. Doesn't say anything about a saving throw. Beats target will be imprisoned. Just not pass. Okay, but I do have to make. So there's 3 of these guys within that 10 feet. But don't mind me just making a roll that you don't have to worry about at all. Couldn't be anything that would affect you negatively.
Cave in.
That's good.
That's the last we saw of Wolford.
Oh, wow. Okay. So Lothar, you pull out a beat of force and chuck it, yeah?
Yeah.
Roll 5d6.
Ooh, I've never rolled this many dice before. 4.
Be gentle with me.
5d6. That is a 6 12, 15, 18, and the last one is 19. 19 points.
19. Wow, that's above average. That's great.
6, 6, 3, 3, 1.
Okay, so so that's 19 points of damage. So you hurl the bead, boom, and a huge explosion occurs up in the northern side. Like you dust explodes outwards, the stalactites fall to the ground, stalagmites keel over, and then after that split second of the explosion occurring, all of that broken rock suddenly bursts outward in all directions slightly, and there is this. You can see that there is this kind of clear space that's been sort of blown apart that directly encapsulates that opening into the north wall. And inside that space, the three forms are like sort of picking themselves up and sort of shaking a little bit. You know what I mean? And they're kind of up, and then they sort of move forward a little bit, and they against this sort of invisible sphere.
And then I run down the hall.
Right. Well, at this point, then Mort and Barrios will run up and help defend Upior and Wolford.
Okay.
Elizabeth, after she takes her shot, will run up so that she's standing behind, so that she'll be able to reach out and touch Wolford on the next turn and cast a spell on the next round.
Okay, yeah. Just to be clear, Upior and Elizabeth cannot attack in melee any of them because now Mort, Wolford, and Barrios are the three attackers that are attacking it. So Mort and
she just wants to be able to touch Wolford.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, Mort and Barrios, you can make attacks.
Okay, so Mort will attack, and he rolls a 19 straight up, so I'm not going to worry about working the math out. And there goes my dice. Ooh, 16 points of damage from Mort and the pin, and the target must save versus spells or be slowed.
Okay.
And then
it failed that save, so that guy is slowed.
Sweet. And now Barrios.
Actually, I got to make a roll first. Hold on.
I got to. Okay. He also gets an. Let's see. Yep. He gets an 18.
What's he using?
He is using the Spear of Scleros.
Okay.
Which is a. Is it a plus? I forget what it is.
It is a plus 2. Yeah, Wolford had it for a minute.
+2 spear, and he does 6 points of damage with that. But that is, that's okay. His bonus of strength and numbers only applies to the 2 hit. So yeah, he does 6 points. So that's, what did I say? I said 16 and 6. So 22 points of damage total.
Got it. Okay. All right. So yeah, you lay into that guy too, and then just chips of rock are falling everywhere. That doesn't seem to have any sort of. It notices, but it doesn't seem to slow it down at all. It's as if you're chipping away at something impenetrable.
But the slow spell worked?
The slow spell worked,
effect?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Okay. That was, you guys won initiative, right? Or no, you lost initiative. Can't remember now.
I forgot. I don't remember.
I think we lost because they moved into the room before I cast. Well,
yes.
Yes. I think because they moved in before I cast Mass Charm, which is why I cast that instead of Haste. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to cheese. I don't remember either.
All right. Top of the round, declarations for melee movement spells.
I'm
Right, are we gonna still keep trying to kill this thing, guys? It doesn't seem like anything's happening. I mean, we can try.
I'm gonna cast Haste so we can run fast.
You are hurting it. It's more, what I'm trying to get across is that you're doing damage, but they have a shitload of hit points.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually declaring the one that you've been beating up on there. That guy is going to do a full retreat and let one of his companions move in.
Okay.
Do we want to be to force the 3 of them? Just another 3, and just lock them up.
If we can without hitting the other people, then yes, absolutely. We should use those and then retreat.
Let's do that. I mean, it's just throw it. It's 10 feet, so throw it. Outside
on the other side of the guy,
just on the other side of where we would be affected. Yeah.
As soon as we start running, somebody just toss it.
Okay, if Upior wants to cast haste, you would catch Upior in the radius.
Which is why I'm not going to, if we're doing beat of force, I'm not going to cast haste. We're just going
Right.
to run. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so everyone's declaring everyone who is in melee, that's Mort, Barrios, and
Wolford.
Wolford. Yeah, are you declaring retreats then?
Yes.
It's impossible to throw
Fighting
this.
retreat so we can still throw the bead, right?
I can throw my bead if you guys want to
Okay.
just do a retreat because I'm behind.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
All right, we'll do that.
So 4 retreats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, roll for initiative, please. I got a 3.
It's not me anymore. I failed last time, guys.
So you
I'll
lost?
get it.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do
Okay.
it.
Okay.
5.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, you guys pull away, and then Upior, you're gonna toss your bead, right? Okay, roll 5d6.
All right, you guys count for me. I'm going to call them out. 1, 4, 4, 5, 3.
What is that? 8.
I got 17.
4, 4, 5, 3. So
Yep,
yeah,
17.
17.
17 total.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so that's 17. Okay. All right. So the same thing happens. It's very, very effective. So the bead goes forward. Boom. Same exact thing occurs. The sphere opens up, and you see that the creatures are sort of picking themselves up from there as well. Now, what?
Did that catch the guy that was retreating? And if so, did it knock him down?
Not knock him. I mean, he knocked him down for flavor, but yes, it did catch him. So all 6, 3 and 3 on either side are now encapsulated in 2 resilient spheres. In that, at the same time, all of them on their turn, as you guys all back away, you see them all meld into the rock within the
Get
sphere.
out of that.
Within the sphere, but because there is rock wall in that sphere, they meld into that rock. Okay, and you don't see them.
I think we should
Yes,
run away
they'll-
more.
Well, they'll still be trapped. They'll just be trapped within that section of rock.
Maybe.
So they've melded
We
in.
don't,
Maybe.
we don't know that.
We should run away some more.
It's
Yeah, let's
probably
think
a good
about that while we're
assumption.
running.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's funny. I'm thinking the droid down at the spaceship hangar there is starting to look like the safe option.
All right, so you beat ass, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So you get your full movement. So you move 30 basically out to the southwest. So you're not that far away. At that point, do you want to cast haste to increase your speed, or do you want to just keep running as fast as you can? Right.
I mean,
we
might
just
as
keep
well.
running.
Oh, you want to keep running? Okay, sure. Let's keep running. That's fine.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
Okay. All right. So you run as fast as you possibly can, just waiting for them to emerge out of the rock somewhere. So it's like you've got this sort of panted breath. It's just like fuck. Are they? And looking over your shoulder.
I'm sorry.
All right. You do manage to make it back to that worked area without any harm.
I bet they can't meld in and out of worked stone.
I think that's a good guess.
And now we know who dug this tunnel into the thing. That's why there's no rubble anywhere. They're just like looking for those crystals to eat.
That makes sense.
These are their little worm tunnels, and they're looking for the stalactites with the ore.
Yeah, but
So,
can we
wait.
just agree that they're giant assholes? Like, what the
No.
hell, dude?
There's that too.
This is
that too.
Devil in the Dark from the original series Star Trek. These are just Horta. They just want to eat and protect their babies, and we invaded, and David attacked them, and
So you
Spock
kinda-
needs to do a mind meld, and we're going to be friends now.
You collect your breath in that sort of crossroads right there, but you can't help but look, with paranoia down those worked corridors, just waiting for them to appear. Like you do not feel safe at all, really.
No.
Wolford is also doubled over, holding a severely bruised and
His
broken
intestines.
ribcage.
I would like
Hey,
to
Matt.
cast Cure Serious Wounds on Wolford.
Okay,
Please do. Thank you.
the good stuff.
Yeah, this is 2d6, I believe, plus 3, plus 2. 2d6 plus 2.
Roll high, please.
Oh, you lucky bastard. You got 7, 8, 9 hit points.
Nice.
Nice.
As well as
Did Elizabeth cast a spell on you? Did she get a chance to?
She will. What's it?
Hey,
now?
Wilfred, before you do, sorry, just throwing it out there. Does Elizabeth have stone shape memorized?
Not a druid spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did I think?
It is in one thing, but not in the other. She would have to like research it.
Turn past for the combat.
Guys, let's go into those stairs because they're worked stone.
Is now a good time for our break, John?
Yeah, we can do our second break. We don't have much time left in the session, but we might as well get that break in. We will be right back. All right, bladder's empty, beer's full. Okay, so turn past after the combat. Wolfherd is hurt, but the beads of force were very, very effective.
Sweet.
So good use of those. Basically,
that was
saved your
smart
bacon.
thinking.
Yeah.
So we're in worked stone.
Mm-hmm.
But
only the western side is worked. I should be clear. Everything on the eastern side is unworked.
I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah.
We need to get into that stairwell to get cover from at least, most things there, at least not be in their sight. And if you guys are, if we can go in there, that's where Elizabeth would feel safe enough to cast her, because she also has Cure Serious, and Wolfherd looks like he still needs it.
Well, we could go up the stairs with the cobwebs and the set symbols, or we could go over to the spaceship.
Well, I vote.
I know
spaceship.
which one I'm voting.
Let's do spaceship. Let's do spaceship. Sure.
Okay.
What's the status of those doors, though?
Well, we'll find out. I think so. My recollection is that we opened the first one, or it was already open, but there was an inner door that's possibly jammed. But I'm hoping that the card will cause it to shift loose and open properly.
I remember because I re-listened to the episode. So you move southwards through the caverns, through the cavern tunnel there, and it opens up into that portion of plasteel corridor, right? It sort of melds into that after like a black scorching, right? Now, that was like one scorching effect. Now there is a much more recent blackened scorching from when a certain goblin decided to YOLO it and move right into the minefield and have it to completely blow up. In addition, the plasteel around you is scored with bullet holes, also of recent vintage. And in addition, there is a substantial hole in the ground where explosive pellet ended the life of one Onweir. As it blew up. So the plasteel corridor is just basically a mess right now. At the end of it was an iris door that when you approached was completely shut. You used, Gorand actually did, a crowbar to pry that fucker open as much as he could. And there was basically a head-sized hole, a head-sized open was able to open on that valve, right, in the center of it, which is where you were able to get a look at the hangar bay, see the shuttles. You can't get quite a view of everything in there, but the scope of it was readily apparent, and that's also where the BattleBot was able to appear and fire through, but not actually move into the corridor with you. The mines have exploded. They were on either side of the door, but right next to the door there is that panel that is still perfectly fine because it's sort of wasn't in the line of fire. Everything is quiet. Everything is dark.
Okay, so before we go in there, Lisbeth's going to cast her Cure Serious Wounds on the old man.
Right.
And do roll garbage. That is 7 more points, but he'll take it.
Okay. So Mort is willing to go first again.
Well, let me ask you, John, I can't remember if you just said when you were recapping, is the iris still open or is it closed? I thought we hung something over it.
No, you didn't hang anything over it. You had a plan to drop nets over the thing if it could come through, but that never happened. But yes, the hole is exactly the same. Now, whenever I think it was I think it was Onweir who poked his head through there originally. Maybe it was Gorand. But when they did that, before they engaged with the battle bot, the presence of your body in the hangar bay caused lights to go on, but those lights are now off.
Right.
So again, it's very, very dark, and you can't hear anything.
Guys, I think a beat of force might be necessary again if we get into a tussle with this robot.
And I have a feeling the lightning wand might also help.
Absolutely.
I'm really hopeful
Wolfer,
that
I think
card, like if we swipe the access card on the door, it will disarm all of the.
I do hope that's the case. All I was going to say is Wolford is the only one with one remaining now, right? Correct.
He has one. I think, did we only have 3?
I thought there was enough for everybody to have a beat of force.
Oh, Ted, you didn't use yours. Okay, so I used mine and Mike used his. So I was just going to say, if you guys are going to want to do melee, should one of the, like Lisbeth or I, have that bead, or do you want to keep it? Doesn't matter to me, but just bear in mind.
Well, I was sort of figuring if he goes up there, scans the card, and the thing wakes up and starts shooting, he just throws the bead of force through the hole.
Do it.
I want Barrios to be next to him with that shield with the crossed arrows on it, on the off chance that it's a protection from missiles kind of shield or something like that.
Actually, Wolfherd has an amulet of protection from normal missiles on right now. I'm assuming that bullets are normal missiles.
I mean, they're not magic.
Right.
I mean, all
They're not
technology
normal
is
around
magic.
here.
All technology is magic, Ted. If you're
Getting
like
shot by it.
Well,
Why don't we just give it a go and see? Let's ride the lightning, guys. Let's ride the lightning.
So
It's never gone wrong
Wolford
for
will
us.
go and he'll
on a spaceship.
shield up.
Yeah.
And he'll kind of quietly place it against the hole, right?
Okay.
In fact, we'll keep the light kind of obscured behind the show, so we're not like shining right through like a beacon. So he'll like sneak up and place his shield against the hole and let you.
This is what Wolford is doing.
Yeah.
Recently pummeled, bruised kidney Wolford.
Yeah, he's fine.
As opposed to, say, the NPC Barrios, who could do the same thing. I'm just saying.
Good point.
I like Wolford's gusto, but go ahead. Yeah.
I think Barrios. He's buddies with Mort. They're a team. They're a duo. So you should let Barrios do it.
Make it happen. Number 2. Let's go.
Okay.
All right,
You
there we
chat
go.
me out.
So Barrios and Mort go up to
Fine.
the gate. Barrios I like the idea with the shield though. He'll put it up against the hole. Mort is going to take the card and he's going to tap the thing, wave it at the thing, try and run it in a slot, poke it. He doesn't know how it works. He's got it.
When you pull out the what Matt?
I want to be within sight of it in case any language shows up on the thing so I can read it.
Good thinking. Yeah. All right. So you're right behind Barrios' shield then, I guess. I don't know.
All right. Mort, when you hold up the plaque to the reader, okay, the glyph that was on top of the plaque, actually, there is just a cute little like beep beep, like a little a positive beep, and the glyph itself on the card illuminates with like a blue, like a electric, like LED glow, like that kind of like recognizes that it's and you hear mechanical gears working in the door, right? And you hear like like it's like working, but obviously the door is damaged thanks to a dwarf's crowbar.
Okay.
It opens a little bit more, like it's like grinding as much as it can, and it opens enough for a human-sized form to step through, but it's still like, because it's an iris door, it's not like you can just walk through. You'd have to sort of climb through, but it is large enough. Okay, the lights don't turn on. You still hear nothing after, and then it sort of grinds to a halt, like.
Okay. I will. Okay, Mort will push Barrios aside, and he will put on. He's got the helmet of Toristus on. He's going to stick his head in.
Okay.
He's got the card. He's got the card out with the little glyph on it. Multipass.
Okay, when you stick your head in, Mort.
Yeah.
Ting 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 ting, and the lights just all turn on, and the majesty of the great Rudishvan hangar bay presents itself before you. The two shuttles are there, one whole, one has obviously been scrapped for parts, and all of that machinery and cords all off in the east as well. And then you sense movement off to the east amongst those all that machinery and technology, and that sort of interrogator droid from New Hope sort of shape, sort of ding 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 ding, and it sort of whirs into action, turns around, and then out of numerous ports on it, like the Gauss gun goes, that dish-shaped Gauss gun comes out.
Yep.
Two laser guns on either side, and in the middle of in between those two laser guns is that horrible small little barrel that ejects explosive pellets.
Okay, he's got the card. He's like waving the card through the hole.
And you're the only one that's you're the only one that sort of emerged any body part into that area, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
wait, hold on. David's trying to do something.
Can I cast haste right now before anything goes down?
Sure.
I'm going to cast haste, so we're all hasted.
Okay, what's the duration on this?
3 turns.
3 turns.
Hold on.
Elizabeth also, and she'll stop if you ask her to, goes blind and makes you invisible, Mort.
Oh, we wanted to see the plaque.
Hold on to that, but I like the idea.
Okay, she's ready for that. Okay.
That is actually part of my plan. If I have to be to force the thing, and then I can try and run in there and find the off switch somewhere on the wall. But anyway, he's holding the plaque through the door.
Okay,
and waving it around.
The bot, scan and assist, and and it kind of motors its way through the air towards you, right? And then it emits like out of one of its optical things, like that red scanning thing, like a plane, like a cone of and it scans you up and down, and then it registers the plaque as part of that scan, and you see the plaque like lights up with the blue thing again. It goes beep 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 like that, and it doesn't attack you. It just sort of it scans you, and it sort of moves around. And it starts to scan everybody else that's beyond you down the hallway. And it kind of lets out like a negative sort of beep, like an R2, like mad beep sort of thing. But it doesn't
shoot everyone.
It doesn't shoot at everyone. But that is most likely because they haven't stepped into the hangar bay.
I'm not going in there yet.
All right. So Mort will carefully step the rest of the way into the bay, holding the card up.
You got to find more cards in there, Ted. Look for ID badges.
I also want to throw a quick reminder out. The other robot, if it will respond the same way, it's standing on top of a Gauss rifle in the other UFO room.
Oh, I know.
Let's not forget that. Okay, sorry, continue.
Okay, as you step into the room, Mort, you are now fully in the hangar bay.
Yeah.
The robot seems to be standing at alert and watching you.
Yep.
The guns are still out, but they're not aimed at you. They are aimed at everybody else. In the who are the first 2 people that are directly behind Mort?
Barrios and Wolford.
Okay, Barrios and Wolford. The rest of the party sees 2 red dots appear on the foreheads of both of them.
Just back up.
Okay.
Just back up.
Now, Mort, you almost stumble as you step into the room because you didn't realize that just beyond the door, there is a corpse on the ground.
Oh.
Okay. Oh. The corpse, although it's on the ground, looks like if it had been standing, it would have been about 7 feet tall, spindly limbed, wearing an orange jumpsuit with a webbed belt around it. It appears to be hairless, with 2 small horns jutting from its forehead, with dark brown, sort of nut brown skin. It has 3 fingers and a thumb on each hand. And you can see, again, when I describe like technological stuff, I'm just going to do it for you guys. Obviously, your characters wouldn't know. But it looks like behind the right temple that there are some sort of cybernetic implants in the body.
Wow. Okay.
Can I step between the view of the robot and my allies.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I move over so that it breaks the laser sighting or something.
It moves to accommodate, so it gets an angle on those people again.
You guys might have to go away.
Yeah.
You can also see that the corpse is riddled with projectile holes all through it.
Oh.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, so he didn't have a badge.
no multi-pass.
This is important too. The bot 2, the first time you saw it as well, it appeared to be glitching a little bit, right? That glitching has still occurred, and you can see too that some of the metal on its main body has actually fused a little bit, and that may have well been from a very good casting of heat metal of chromatic orb by a certain illusionist from back in the day.
Ooh, nice.
So it when it does move, it sort of hitches a little bit in the air every once in a while. It has to like catch itself. So it does appear to be at a disadvantage in some way, shape, or form. It also might mean that its programming might also be jacked up a little bit. What that means, who knows? But you look down at the corpse.
Moving away? Like
Yeah, we move away from the door.
Yeah, we back up.
Is there any value? Maybe not right now, but that comprehend languages helm would be awfully useful if Mort needs to read stuff in there. Do you want to?
Why don't you come back to me and reach through the hole?
I think I'm not saying
instead of
you
me
should.
reaching through the hole to hand it to you.
Yeah,
But just for the scouting, I think that might be might expedite a lot of things.
All right, here's what I'll do. I'm holding the badge, waving it like a little goblin waving a badge in his head. But I'm quite strong. I'm gonna take off my helmet, my Touristus, and I hand it through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And have you hand me the helmet, which I'll plop on my head. And then I'm going to hand you the corpse.
Yeah, that won't work.
No?
You're not that strong. I know you have a 16, but you can't hand someone a corpse with one hand.
Can I hand them a limb to drag it the rest of the way?
Yeah. You'd have to kind of hike it over, Wolford.
Yeah, just lift it up enough that they could grab it and pull it out.
Or do you have a grappling hook and a rope? Like put the rope on it.
I think more thing will work. That'll work if you want to pull it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you drag this
I'll
kind of heavy form, large, 7 foot tall, and you kind of it slithers over the edge.
I forgot how tall it was. That's a good point.
Okay.
So then they all move away from the door.
They all move away from the door.
I drag him down the hallway.
Got it. Okay, so at this point, the rest of the party is relatively safe because you're deliberately trying to stay out of its field of view. Mort, you are alone in there holding the plaque. And
I'm hasted, apparently.
And hasted. Everyone is hasted. I've got that marked down, and this is where we have to call it.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. So a very good place to stop. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens next in the hangar bay.
I swear this is not an engineered cliffhanger, everybody. This is just
it really is time.
I'm really
yeah. Okay.
Fuck it. Let's just keep playing for another 3 hours. Come on.
I'm in.
Let's just do.
You guys want to? My mom said it was okay if you came over and we did a sleepover. If you want.
Yeah, sweet.
Oh, the good old days.
I'll bring the gummy bears.
Yeah.
Gummy bears.
Mountain Dew.
It was all about Doritos and Sprite in my. Yeah. Okay. So, that'll do it for episode 96. You've been watching 3D6 Down the Line, the most criminally underwatched actual play series on the internet. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell icon, and get notifications every time we publish new material. If you have it in you, if you got a little bit of extra cash, you should sign up for a Patreon. You get a couple of cool bennies, little access to some of our secret channels on our Discord server, which is free to join for everybody. And check out our publication, Feats of Exploration. It's a tack on XP system, which I can guarantee will make your players very happy if they're playing an OSR game. So do check that out.
Love it.
Thanks, as always, to our Delvers, Explorers, and Conqueror patrons. Conquerors especially. We have a couple of new ones this week. One is DMW71. Thank you so much. And another one is none other than Richard Barton, the creator of the Halls of Arden Vul. And we really do appreciate his support as well. So thank you, Rick. And in addition, all the rest of our Conquerors, we have James Boyle, Stephen BKK, Doc Jones 73, Snords, Jackson Bates, John Hooker, Kayla Ripley Wolf, Zachary Hall, Saps, Papa Bear, Zach Shiflip, Mercury 605, Ruben D. Caller, Dave Rosser Jr., Andrew, Dakota Nielsen, Cam, Stephen Quisenberry, Brad and Aiden, John and Law Logan, Kobrowski's, Magic Meat Machine, Tom Leary, Phil, Jeff Tokach, Nick, Terry Barney, Eric Lawson, Mando NZ, Faisal, Ted Gast, James Doig, Nefarious Gamer, Grunt, Andrew Schroker, MM, Michael Schilling, Stefano DiMaiolo, Ash Gabrielle, the Hex Brawler Twins, Han Dandler, Summon Toast, Dungeon Heart Adam, Scott Yearsley, Mech Jack, Kick Maniac, Diagrew, Tom Eric, Garrettson, and not Matt, but not least, the Matts, Matt Mason, Matt Gardner, Matt Koenig, and Matt Young. Thank you, as always, for your continued support, everyone. We really do appreciate it. Everyone have a great week, and we will see you next time. Take care.
Thanks, John.
See you. Thank you, John.